Bring him home. Bring Anthony Gordon home. We are back with another episode of Big Six Banter. And today's video is focusing on the latest news that has dropped on Anthony Gordon by Dave Okop, and obviously, on a few other outlets as well. Listen, before we get started, you don't know what to do. We're on the road to 20K. We're nearly at 19,400. We're not far away. And all you guys need to do is hit that like button, that thumbs up button down there somewhere, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well. Let's go for a humble 400 likes for today's video. But yeah, man, let's just get straight into it. I'm not going to waste too much time because we're talking about Gordon. Anthony Gordon. Listen, man, Scouser, as one Scouser leaves, why not bring in another one? I'm saying that people going, oh, months, how dare you want another winger when you got Gakpo and Diaz? Well, guess what, guys? I see Diaz as more of a striker now, kind of the false nine role. Like how Arnie Slot has used, he has used Luis Diaz this season. I feel like he's more going to be covering the central areas, which he's done very, very well. And I think Gakpo is going to be one of the main left wingers going forward for the club. But remember, Luis Diaz is 28. He does have 2 years left on his contract. Barcelona have pretty much set their sights on Nico Williams, and Nico Williams obviously set his sights on Barcelona, pretty much confirmed. So that I feel like means Luis Diaz's chances of going to Barcelona remain very slim or close to nothing. So therefore, Diaz is probably either going to stay, or he goes to Saudi, or he sees out his contract. And what's that going to leave? A space on the left for someone else to come in as well, and to have 2 young wingers in Anthony Gordon and Cody Gakpo. Listen, I ain't complaining, because the left wing market, it stinks. That left wing market stinks. As I said, Rodrigo is holding that market by a string. He's the only one that pretty much makes that left wing market even the fraction of attraction that it actually is. As I said it earlier today, you see that thing with Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2 when he's holding the train? You see when Spider-Man's holding the train like this, and he's holding it. That is what Rodrigo's doing, and Anthony Gordon's doing in the Premier League right now, holding the left wing. This is the left wing market, and Rodrigo's holding it by a string. You know what I'm saying? For those of you, shout out those of you who's actually watched Spider-Man 2. Tobey Maguire version. But anyway, let's share the screen. Let's get straight to the tweet, and let's read this out, man. Let's read this out. So Anthony Gordon, man. Anthony Gordon. Obviously the news did break, and it wasn't actually too long ago that this news broke, actually, as well. Literally a couple of hours ago. So me and Cass was live when this news dropped. So make sure you go subscribe to Never a Foul as well. Clear as day, as you can see it, Liverpool have maintained an open dialogue over a potential move for Anthony Gordon, even though we signed the contract last year. There are many moving parts in this potential signing. However, if Diaz, Jota, or other attackers leave, don't be surprised if Liverpool make a move this summer. Now, obviously, we do know one thing. A lot of what Liverpool are doing right now does depend on outgoings. It does depend on outgoings. And I've already said this. A lot of people feel like it depends on Diaz. Diaz is the one who kind of is the one to leave. But remember, Núñez is set to leave. So if Núñez leaves, another spot is free. Diaz can either take that striker spot, or we sell Diaz as well, and we go we go that way around the park, And also Jota is not guaranteed to stay. Chiesa looks like his way out, and he's on his way out as well in search of game time, despite how much he loves the club and how his family love the city and whatnot. So why not look at someone like Anthony Gordon? For me, he's one of the better left wingers in the league. He's one of the best left wingers in the league for me. I think that's clear as day. I don't think anyone would argue back with me on that one. I look at Luis Diaz as one of the better players, better left wingers, but for me, he is very inconsistent with his end product. And one thing Luis Diaz has done a little bit better for me is when he's gone centrally, he's been able to use his all-round gameplay to support the team more. So if Luis Diaz is deployed as a striker, or he is sold, it means getting Anthony Gordon can work both ways. You either sell Diaz and go and get Gordon, or Diaz moves to the central, a more permanent central position, and we sign Gordon anyways. There is still a world where we can have Gordon, Gakpo, and Diaz. That can still exist, because if a striker leaves, that leaves a striking place free. Chiesa's probably going to leave. That leaves a space free. Gordon can play on the right. Why does everyone just forget that? Ideally, you'd want him on the left, but he can play on the right. You'd rather have Gordon covering on the right than Chiesa, just because of maybe the match fitness and the way the manager wants to play in the system that he's trying to deploy going forward. These are things that we need to consider with our front line. And you can see it here again. Anything Liverpool pretty much echoes what's been said. Liverpool have maintained dialogue over a potential move. All I'm saying is, listen, man, she wants me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really have to put the shades on, but like, I'm gonna keep it a step. She wants me. You know what I'm saying? She wants me. She wants me. Listen, Gordon is a Liverpool fan. Family love Liverpool and whatnot. Bring him home. That's my opinion. Bring him home. And I feel like just tactically, I don't feel like this is crazy to suggest. It's not crazy to suggest. Look at the wording that is used in this tweet. Look at the wording. If Diaz, Jota, or other attackers leave. If Diaz, Jota, or if other attackers leave. So again, how likely is it that Liverpool let go of 2 attackers or 1? Chiesa and Nunes, for me, look like they'll probably be out the door. Harvey Elliott could probably leave as well. You look at Diaz, again, is a possibility. Could he go to Saudi? Could he see out his contract, leave on a free? Could he leave with 1 year left and go to Saudi? These are the options that Diaz has quite a few options. And as he said himself, he's kind of okay with either one. He's happy to stay at the club. If he has to move on, he'll move on and go for a good price. And yeah, that's the kind of the thing with Diaz. So for those of you, because I know there's going to be a lot of comments about, oh, he's not better than Diaz, or he's this and that. Diaz, we don't know what's really going on with Diaz right now. But regardless of what happens to Diaz, Gordon can still sign for this club, and I don't think it makes a massive tactical check. I don't think it makes a massive difference. Diaz plays centrally. That means we have 1 left winger. Or unless Diaz has to play left wing and Cody maybe gets a knock. But listen, let's go to the tactical breakdown. And while we're just swapping, the layout, again, I want you guys to kind of let me know in the comments how you'd rank this signing, because I know you guys want Isak. I know we've heard a lot of stuff about about Isak and what's going on over there. And I feel like we definitely can't get Gordon and Isak, let alone getting Isak is hard. Is a difficult enough job. But out of 10, make sure you guys rank what you feel like this signing would be for Liverpool. Do you reckon we're making too many changes to the first 11? Could that be an issue? I've heard a few Liverpool fans say that as well. But here you can see Antony Gordon. I'll put Luis Diaz up front for now in this 11 tactically. I've already said how this could work. If we narrow our formation, if Liverpool's formation becomes a lot more narrow, you've got Mo Salah closer to goal. You've got Frimpong a little bit further up. You've got Kirkes a little bit further up. If we move it down a little bit more, let's get this out of the way. You can see that Gordon will have a lot of space to kind of operate. Gordon loves to receive the ball here in loads of space. I feel like with Luis Diaz and Salah almost becoming 2 strikers when the ball's on one side, it's almost like a second striker for Salah. We see that trademark ball from Gakpo in this position where you hit it over to Salah, or it goes to Diaz and Salah pops in at the back post. Either one. Diaz is actually very good in the air as well. That's what I would say. But if you look at Kirkes, we can go 2 ways about this. Gordon can be played as an inside striker, and Kirkes goes for the overlap. Now, I know it looks a bit congested when this happens, but it's not as congested as you think, because this is Liverpool on the ball. If Kirkes overlaps, Gordon is here to receive the ball, and this is the danger zone. But this is the danger zone where Gordon does his damage. Or it doesn't necessarily have to be that style of play. Gordon can be on the outskirts, loads of space. Same with Salah, touchline stuff, and then you got this man here, this demon here, with all the space in the world. Even if Wirtz gets this ball, receives this ball from McAllister through the lines, Gravenberch steps into the space, and you can see this pass here becomes available. Diaz likes to run the channels. This is one thing as well. Nunes does it as well. Jota does it as well. Our striker runs the channels. So if Diaz runs the channel in this direction, what stops Gordon from cutting in and making this run here with Kirkes as the support option here? How many times have we seen Gordon score from this inside position, just inside the 18-yard box, into the bottom corner or the near post, or at least getting a shot away, or even a little sweaty to Salah here? It doesn't matter. And with this type of movement, leaves this man free. don't want to do that either. So it leaves us with multiple threats on each part of our attack. So that's the kind of way I kind of look at Gordon being deployed. Here's another way it could be deployed. So if we actually use more of a natural center forward, so let's just say Jota is playing as our striker. In transition, Gordon, demon time in it. Demon time. You know, because if everyone drops back a little bit, let's just drop the team back a little bit more. Yeah. Let's drop the team back a little bit more. And look at the space we have. In transition, let's be honest, it's going to be Gordon and Diogo probably here. Yeah. When Diaz plays left, he more receives the ball at feet, turns, and then Salah. And then you get Salah up here, Jota here, and we attack that way. It's a bit more like this. It's a bit more lopsided to get Salah up the pitch so he doesn't have to run all the way from here to here. But if rather than Diaz receiving the ball at feet, I think Gordon is more of the outlet. I think Wirtz is the one who receives the ball rather than now the wingers. Wirtz will receive that ball back to goal half turn. And then you'll see now the wingers are high and wide, all free to deliver that ball into the box with potential box crashes of McAllister. Grab will probably sit here on the halfway line. We push forward. We begin to dominate the game. And it looks a bit more like this. This is what it could look like. Almost more of a 4-3-3. So with Gordon being like a traditional winger similar to Gakpo, he's able to hug the touchline. Wirtz is able to, there's a possible link up here. You've got Kirkes here, ready for the overlap as well. Inside, overlap. But yeah, on paper, it looks like a high and wide 4-3-3, or even maybe like a false 9 kind of thing. And what makes this formation even better, in my opinion, is that it can be used for the wingbacks. So again, if we're playing against a team that we are much better than it and are very, very much more congested, you use the wingbacks. Frimpong has all of this to mess with. Kirkes, same, lightning quick, all of this to mess with as well, and plenty of options infield. Wirtz, Diogo Jota, Salah, plenty of goal threats. McAllister outside the box, and Grav kind of left to dictate the play, along with high line defenders such as Virgil and Konate, if we are dominating the game. So there's plenty of ways that you can look at this as well, which is what I think is excellent. And another one that I think we might try this is probably Wirtz as a false 9. I want to just give this one a quick look as well. If Wirtz does play the false 9 here, and we have another space in midfield, let's say for now we got Sobo for the balance of legs. I don't see what's stopping the manager from doing this. Personally, interchange. Our front line interchanges quite often. Sometimes Gakpo goes central. If Gakpo is the one playing left wing, he can play central. We've seen Gakpo do it before. Gordon can come central as well. These are things that can work. This is the beauty of having so many goal threats and being able to play in so many different ways. It makes us more unpredictable and we're able to do more on the ball. So I'm going to leave it like that. And that is for me, like Gordon is absolutely something that I feel like Liverpool can easily get over the line just because he's homegrown. He loves the club. He was pushing for the move. Yes, he signed the contract. Yes, it's going to cost money, but outgoings are key. Whether it's Nunes, whether it's Diaz, whether it's Jota, Chiesa probably won't go for much, but it probably counts. These are all the things that matter. And I know some of you guys might listen to this and think, oh, Mont, you're doing too much. Listen, I've always been a fan of Gordon. I think he's a wicked player. Let me know where he ranks in the left wingers for you in the Premier League. I genuinely want to know. Where does he rank amongst the left wingers for you guys? That's where I want to get you guys' opinions on that. So let's have the conversation in the chat. If you made it this far, make sure you are liking the video. If you made it this far, make sure you subscribe to get more content on who Liverpool could be signing, who we might be signing, who we're looking at. Liverpool lover, if a player becomes available, we love to put our little 2 pence in as well as a club. So Liverpool are moving proper right now, but my words are bring him home. Whether Diaz stays or goes, this move can still happen. Diaz plays central. We have 2 left wingers still in Gordon and Gakpo. Why not? You have a squad for a reason. The team are going to, even if we retain, should we retain? I think we retain. We should be going for more than 1 trophy in general because this is what we do. And this is the era where we should look to, show intent. And this is exactly what we're doing. So again, we'll see how concrete it is. Obviously, Dave Okot being the first one to drop this type of news. But we're definitely going to come back to this a bit later in the window and see what actually happens. But listen, guys, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment on out of 10 how much you rate the signing, and let me know where Gordon ranks in the left wingers in the world and in the league, if you like as well. But listen, take care. We'll see you soon. Bring him home.